Welcome back to the channel, everybody. We are here again for part B of a really special episode with Andre Sousa. Andre, welcome again, mate.
Hello, thank you very much.
Yeah. We left part A, if you like. You covered a lot of the stuff that you did on your monkey bike, but there was a couple of things, mate, that we really wanted to tease out of you. Tell us about what happened in Nepal.
It's a very good story. One of my favorite ones. I can say that it's for me psychologically was the hardest moment of the trip because I was kidnapped. This is the summarizing. I was kidnapped. There was a girl in a bar that dragged my beard. I can tell you the beginning of the story. So I arrived to Nepal from Thailand. We shipped the bike by airplane because Myanmar it's in civil war till now. In
Yep.
that time, it was 2022, was still the same problem. So we shipped the bike the day that I go to the airport to pick up the bike to take care of the customs. I took the bike out. I went to the hostel that I was sleeping. I left the bike and I met a French guy, like a backpacker that was in Nepal in COVID times. We were the only two foreigners in in Kathmandu, in the capital of Nepal, because with COVID, no one was traveling around.
Yeah.
So, so he invites me. Oh, it's the World Cup now. So France, it's going to play soccer. Let's go see France. I'm not a big fan of soccer, like all the Portuguese guys. I'm more into motorcycles. And so I went with him and this happened. I drank only 2 beers and I don't remember nothing. After they kidnapped me, they put me in a car. I just knew that was a girl that drank my beer because when I wake
Wow.
up, the girl was still sleeping in my heart. So I wake up a little bit sooner than they expected. They were not, they didn't have the car stopped already. So I wake up, the girl gets very scared. Jesus, two guys like in the front, like, oh, and I tried to open the door and the window. I was very bad. I wanted to vomit because of the
Mm.
drug. Destroyed all my stomach. I just wanted to vomit, to vomit. I couldn't go out. After it's another long story that we can
That's
we
okay.
cannot
It's
tell
okay.
all the story. It's another 30-minute story. I tried to run away. The guys picked me up again. They were drug dealers and gun dealers in that area. They took me 3 hours away from Kathmandu on that car.
Wow.
So the second time, so they picked me up, and on the second time, I tried to fight. I knew what was going to happen, so I tried to fight. I punched the first one. I broke his lip. He was bleeding. There were five more. They were coming in the back of the car with small bikes. They started to punch me with the helmets of the
Ah,
bikes when they opened me
God.
the head in three parts. So I got unconscious in the in the floor. After I woke up, they were still there. They were like, hospital, hospital. And they were so afraid that I was going to die that they abandoned me because
Wow.
theoretically what they wanted was to take my debit card. I know this because after I went to the police, I was 1 week paying the lunch to the police to see the cameras of the bar. I saw the plate. The girl that drugged me, the plate of the car was a taxi, and the owner was one of the guys from the gang, the driver of the taxi. So I knew all of it from
Unbelievable.
the police. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So the trick was they wanted to put me like an hostage
Yeah, yeah.
and take the debit card. They go to the cash machine every day till it's
It's
empty or
yeah,
your
yeah.
bank account, and they will let you go. I know this because a Chinese 15 days before this happened to him, and they found him walking on the main road of Nepal. The
Yep.
guy was walking, no shoes, like crazy, and they said that was because they were dragging him every day on the food,
Yeah,
on to
wow.
make him calm, and the
Oh,
guy got very crazy, and they never found the guys. When they heard my story, it's very funny because there were only one. that he was speaking in English. And when I
Yeah,
was
wow.
in the phone, like I knock out, boom. When I opened the eyes again, they were like, "Oh, hospital," and I was like, "Jesus, I'm doing a world record." You can go to Google and search around the world on a mini bike. You will see. You just, I don't know what you want, but you asked me, I was going to give you. Why are you doing this? And the guy went to Google around the world on a mini bike. He found my page, my Facebook page of the trip, and he followed to see if I
Oh,
buy or not. Do you imagine? His picture, it's with a gun, a revolver, like pointing to the camera the guy had. Imagine he was from India. The guy was Indian guy with Rastafari, like Rastas,
yeah.
like a tall guy for Indian guy, tall Rastas, putting a gun. I was like, it's very easy to know that it's this one. It's, it's not like.
Wow,
So
mate.
I went to the police directly. Oh, look, this is the first one. And after I went, I lost my phone. We were trying to find the iPhone, and we were seeing the location, and it was very hard to find because you have a range of 20 meters. Buildings, it's impossible.
Yeah. You know, we're making light of this, but how did you cope with that mentally, mate? Like that's a big deal.
Why? Because I was so I'm kidnapped. When I wake up, they run away. I reach the first road, asphalt road, because we were on a dirt road. No one was passing that. It was like 6 a.m. or something. It was sun rising. I go till an asphalt road and I try to hitchhike. I was full of blood. So I tried to hitchhike, like, oh, someone take me to the hospital. All the people, they were very afraid. No one was stopping. I saw an Hilux and a Toyota Hilux, and it was the only ones that they stopped. It was a couple, and the wife was saying like, "Oh, let's help him," blah blah. And there was, "Oh, I need to go to the," and the guy was trying to go away. And I said, "Oh man, if you are afraid, put me in the back. I just need to go to the hospital or I will die." And he
Yeah.
put me in the back. He had oranges
Yeah.
on the
Yes.
pickup. He put me on top of the oranges, and I arrived in the hospital totally unconscious. Hypothermia, I was losing blood. It was -2 Celsius around. I was pretty close to the places that you go to the Everest points
Yes.
to
Wow.
start the trips there. So it was a mountain area, very cold. I reached the hospital. It was not an hospital. It was like a fucking cave. I cannot say fucking.
Yeah.
It was like a
You're right.
cave, man. And I was 1 week like no memory. I was like unconscious, not I was really pretty bad. When I recovered a bit, I called my father saying, "Oh, I'm this app and I'm sorry I didn't call because this app and blah blah." And after I was 1 week with the police because for me was this cannot happen to another human being, another
No.
person.
Yeah.
For
Wow.
my father was like, run away, they will kill you. They are dangerous people. For me, I was like, I don't quit. When I put something in my head, I was like, I will put them in jail. And it was
Yeah.
pretty easy because all of them they have criminal record. So I
Yeah.
was signing and the police was really taking care of the situation because could end up really wrong. I was very lucky. I have my head broke in 3 places. So I
Wow. Wow.
survived them. The hardest part it's the hangover when you wake up on an hospital from that drug and it's like a big depression. Your mind it's like, whoa, I close to die. No
Yeah.
one, I don't know no one in here. I'm like alone. I arrived that day in Nepal that everything happened. So I was like, Jesus. Whoa. And it was mentally the next weeks. It was again. It was 1 year after the jail in Mexico. It was always
Yes.
close to my birthday. My birthday was some days after I ran away to India. The police, they
Yeah.
said, oh, it's over. You signed everything. They will kill you. This is very small. They were not saying they will kill you. They will revenge what you are doing.
Yep.
I don't
Yep.
know what we were capable of doing or not, but they were like, you need to run away. And they helped me to go at 6 a.m. to go out of the capital and I continue to India. So my birthday was passed with my head totally destroyed
Yeah.
in a hotel in Bihar, in the poorest state of India. That I wanted to see the game of Portugal that Portugal was going to play. They didn't have a TV playing soccer
Yeah.
even in that city that I stopped.
Wow. And that did it worry you because you stick out, right? You're on a
Because I
monkey
never
bike.
it's the thing that I say I never for me quitting it's the worst
Yeah.
that I can do. Obviously
Yeah.
if it's really the limit, but I always try to don't quit. If I say I'm going to do it, I always follow
Yeah.
I have a focus, I have a dream, I will do everything for it. And I
Yeah.
think was the main thing for me to finish this trip because there were a lot of things that happened. Like another one when I was run over by a semi truck in California in Mojave Desert. That's like
Tell us about.
a real bike, and I was like, "No, I'm good." The ambulance. I was like, the ambulance came. I don't need the ambulance. I was professional racer of bike. I broke a lot of bones. I'm not going to pay 2,000. I was afraid to pay $2,000 because
Yeah.
I knew that in US you need to pay $2,000
Yeah.
for the ambulance. So I was no, 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 and I don't pay nothing. And they were like, no, no, don't worry. If you sign in here, we go away. But we want to give you the basic treatments in here to clean the wounds. And I was like, how much? No, 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 for free. For free. If it's for free, you can do. You can. And after my back, because I was hot in the moment, like with the adrenaline, after my back was destroying me, I needed to stop in LA. And I was 2 months having treatments until now I have injury in three vertebrates in my lower back because of that
Wow.
crash. But
It's
I'm
incredible.
very good till now. So I
Yeah.
have some injections like epidural injections
Yeah.
for the
Yes.
pain. And
What
the
about?
thing is I need
Yeah.
to
So I was
do
going to say, and did you have travel insurance? Did your travel insurance cover that?
always. In this situation, we needed to put a lawyer because the insurance, the responsible was the truck that ran me over in the back.
Yeah.
So the insurance of them needed to pay first. If I wanted, I needed
Yep.
to go away. They were not going to pay me the bike.
Yep.
I wanted
Yep.
the bike fixed. I needed to continue with the truck insurance.
Oh,
So after it was a problem of
donations.
2 years of lawyers, I didn't have account in US, nothing in US. So
Yeah.
I needed to, yeah, I needed to pay an Airbnb when I have done a GoFundMe at the time. All the followers, they help me. So always John. John is always saving my
Yeah.
ass. If not, it was impossible to finish this trip. It was
Yeah.
not,
Yeah.
even when I was kidnapped, after I was calling John, John, this happened. It was Jesus and that.
Yeah. He's an amazing guy, isn't he, John? Like, wow.
Jesus.
So,
But I
so
always use for me it's very important to have it's it's mandatory. I even don't put the
yeah.
option of don't have the travel insurance because even only to get sick, when I got sick a lot of times, I need to go to the hospital, you would pay a lot of money. And if you go to some countries, if you go to a public one, you'll get worse than you enter. You enter better
Yeah.
than you go out. So it's mandatory to have it.
Well, for all adventure riders that ever consider going overseas for a ride, this is one of the big topics. You know, like what travel insurance do you take? Because it's quite confusing for anyone that's ever done it. You've got to
Yeah.
really get into the small print. You've got to understand what is off road, for instance, what an insurance company determine is off road and what they will cover you for is can be quite tricky. So the insurance that you used, Andre, who was that?
For me, I have the adventure package, so I even can do rafting, hiking. They include everything, and they include motorcycles because there are a lot of them. They don't even include motorcycles. The
Yeah, exactly.
problem is Normally, these travel insurances are from the country, so each country they have their own insurance companies. That this one is Yati, IATI, but I think only exists in Portugal and Spain. It's a Spanish insurance company, very famous only for travel. They don't know
Yeah,
they don't do any other insurance, so
yeah,
it's not a big company, international.
yes,
And so to Portugal, it's not very cheap, but it is. It is internationally. For you to imagine, I pay around $1,000 a year, and I
yeah,
have $2 million in treatments. In they
yeah,
have a
yeah.
lot of
That
coverage for everything for $1,000 a year,
well,
US dollar.
you got your
Not,
money's worth,
not
Andre, right?
Australian.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very cheap.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's interesting. I wonder whether I won't get into this now, but I just wonder whether they cover people when you go to Spain and Portugal, if you're from a different country and you go over there to ride, say, whether you could get coverage through them. It's something that you can anyone can look up. So IATI, IAT.
yeah,
Okay,
Yati, yati.
Yachty.
very good,
Yeah.
mate. That's your in the background. I can see that's your monkey bike helmet. Yeah.
Yeah, no, this is the Africa Twin one now. It has the monkey near always. Oh, here is the
Yeah.
monkey. I always have a mohawk. Right at monkey.
Fantastic. So what about you've been kidnapped in Nepal, you got arrested in Mexico,
Yeah.
you got wiped out by a truck in the United States. Any other catastrophes that occurred while you were traveling, mate?
When I thought I was close to the finish, I was always saying, after Nepal, India, Pakistan, Iran, Iraq, and I was like, when I go out of Iraq, I go to Turkey. Turkey nowadays it's very developed. It's more
Yeah, yeah,
Europeanized, if I can say like this, more European. So I was like, when I reach Turkey, it will be much easier because I'm very close to Europe now.
yeah.
When I reached Turkey, I got the biggest earthquake in the last 100 years in the region, and 50,000 people died. I was really in
Oh,
the epicenter, like in the epicenter city, really in the epicenter, and it was very bad. It was, for me, it's another thing that I don't talk much because it was an hard situation. Another one mentally, it was hard because I survived. I was the official CNN reporter for Portugal because there were no one there. The roads, they had cracks of 20 meters because of the earthquake. Everything was destroyed. So the first not eating, because the people they were not giving food. The people that survived they were keeping for the family.
yes.
So I was in the cheapest hotel. It was $15. Cheapest hotel of the city. Gaziantep is the name of the city. My motorcycle was doing the service because the Honda of that city offered the service to the monkey, and started to snow, and I couldn't go out because the bike was ready. Started to snow. 2 days of snow. I couldn't go out of that hotel, and came the earthquake at 4 a.m. 25 people died, and after a replica at midday of the next day, the other 25,000 died. So 50,000 in total died, and I was volunteering to take people. And after, it was pretty hard.
Yeah.
I my mind, I was like, I must do it because I was very lucky. And
Mm,
I survived because it was the cheapest hotel, because it was not made of brick. It was big rocks, like the old school
yeah.
construction. All the bricks hotels, like 4 stars hotels, were
Destroyed.
going all down.
Yeah.
You
Wow.
can, if you want, after, you can put in here, because in my Instagram you have the TV, like the stories saved, and you'll see a lot of them with the television, with CNN, with TVI, the
Yeah.
main televisions in Portugal that I was speaking.
Being a
And
reporter for.
Yeah, after 6 days, I couldn't take it anymore. I stopped
Yeah.
because the volunteering during the night, it was snow, so it was negative temperature. So the majority of the people, they were going to die, even if they were alive, even they were going
Yeah.
to die.
Yeah.
Yep.
During the night, it was only like 4 survivors, and it was far away. Because even in Syria, there are a border to Syria close to that, like 200
Yes.
kilometers,
Yep.
and died like 10,000 people in Syria, like 200 kilometers away from where I was. So for you to imagine the dimension,
That's
and in that
incredible.
region, they found some people. In my area, was pretty impossible. So
Yeah.
I was taking only the professionals. They enter, they do their job. You only pull a rope, the family cries. For you, it's I was crying like it was my family. More when it was kids. When it's people of my age, it's one more. When it's kids and the
I
family
know.
ran away, they couldn't grab all the kids. So some of them they stay inside when they found them. It's hard. It's another topic. It's as I say, normally I don't touch much in these hard
Yeah.
topics
Yeah.
because
That's
makes part of the trip, but it's hard to live that moment, but teach you for life. For me, it
yes.
was like an
Well,
experience that you can take. That's
let let
like
me just say this, Andre. It's a testament to your character that you hung around, you volunteered, and you helped out like you did. Like a lot of people wouldn't do that, mate. And so so good on you, number one. And yeah, just look after yourself with that stuff because it can be that stuff. You know,
Sits in your head for a long time.
it's tough. Yeah.
it was at the beginning was the worst. Even I needed to sleep with my clothes on because there were so many replicas, and
Yeah.
the down floor I was on the first floor, and the first floor didn't broke, the building stayed like a little bit to the side and didn't broke the windows, only the floor that you enter, because the rest
Yeah.
of the building it was like but the windows they don't broke. In the main floor everything was broken, and all the people from that hotel they were sleeping in the reception, but I
Mm.
couldn't because I didn't have any space in there. It was crazily cold. So I went to my room that was on the first floor, one floor up, and I needed to be always dressed up to run because you feel the replica and the building is already
Yeah.
destroyed. So
No.
you need to run away when you feel it. So close that you don't sleep in 6 days, no water, no, the electricity came a lot of time after that. They tried to connect some points. It was pretty crazy. And the next days when I went out of that place, I was feeling like for months, like I was trying. Nowadays I don't feel it, but like for 6 months I was feeling, sometimes I was sleeping and I was waking up with the feeling of it's a replica, run.
Yeah.
And I was waking up and thinking, no, 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 no. Andre, calm down. It's not. You are in another country. Calm down. Look, look.
Yeah.
No, no,
Yeah.
it's not. It's not. Still some things
Oh,
like
mate.
that in the beginning, but after we pass through, and it's a teaching, an
Yeah.
experience that teach me a lot
Yeah.
in a
Oh,
lot
mate,
of ways.
it's
You
that's
lived 1,000 lifetimes in in a couple of years. You've had some phenomenal experiences and sort of have come out of it with great humour. So it's as Bruce said, it's a real testament to you as a person. It's phenomenal stories.
Thank you.
let let's try and lighten the mood a bit. I imagine returning to Portugal, returning to your your hometown. That must have been quite a thing.
It's another thing. It has two ways. We always feel we miss our family, our friends. I didn't see family or friends for 3 years.
Mm.
So it's very nice to come back. And it's a very easy life. As I say, the way that I travel with $20 a day, it's very hard because every day you need to plan next day. You are not going to stay in the house of someone for days. So you need to plan from one house to another camp. So you are
Yeah.
always on a rush. You
Yeah.
have a work. You suffer a lot on that type of bike. You camp only for me to pitch the tent. It's and everything. It's around 1 hour, 40 minutes to an hour, and to take it out a little bit, like 40 minutes to pitch it and 1 hour to take it out because it's harder to
Yeah.
take it out and to put everything on the bike. So it's tough, and after sometimes you are sleeping on a place very cold that you don't sleep nothing during the night, and the people they don't understand this. I was never taking lunch, only breakfast and dinner. If I was
Yep.
going to sleep in the house of someone, normally they were going to give me the dinner, and I were, wow. And I might sleep in the house of someone. Normally the breakfast I will get it. So lunch, I never eat nothing during all day. It's only breakfast, dinner. If you camp, I was having always some bread, some cans, or I was stopping in cheap countries like Latin America. I was stopping to eat some tacos on the
Yeah.
road that is pretty
Street.
cheap, or your
Yeah.
bread with cheese, and let's go.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, mate, you came back, you wrote your book, and then started planning again straight away for the Africa Twin Ride.
Yeah, I wanted to come back where I was happy, and I have done that to visit John again. I was like, I need to visit John again.
Yeah.
What can I do?
Yeah.
And I knew that the idea was I have done a complete round the world, so I
Yep.
circumnavigate the world, and
Yep.
I wanted to have the poles. Like I've done the longitude, and I wanted to have the how
Go
do
up
you
as
call
well as down
longitude?
around.
Yes.
Latitude and longitude in English. So I
Yes.
wanted
Yeah.
to have both. So I needed to do pole to pole. So I have done from southernmost point to the northernmost
Wow.
point.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Good
It
on you,
was the
mate.
idea to put the world.
Well, again, I cannot wait to catch up with you, mate, when we come over to Portugal. I can't wait to hear what your future plans are.
Yeah. Oh, look, it's just it's such a fantastic. We could sit here for hours, but
4 hours.
but it's been really great talking with you, Andre. Your stories are unbelievable, and I'm sure that all our listeners will appreciate how open you've been. We'll include all of your links to your Instagram and your Facebook pages, but from Australian Adventure Riders podcast, mate, thank you very, very much. To all our listeners, click, like, follow, do all that stuff that we meant to do. But mate, it's been fantastic talking to you. Thank you very much.
Now I want to thank you for hosting me there. For me, it's the pleasure, like, to speak with you again, and you were part of my trip. So,
Mate.
and I want to end to finish this talk, this podcast, just saying to the people, to the bikers that listen to us, that time is very scarce. So it will never exist the exact timing to go. Like I'm waiting for the best time to go. That doesn't exist.
Yeah.
It's the moment that's let's go, and you put your feet on the road, and you will
And
do
go.
it. You'll have the best time of your life, that's for sure. You'll meet a lot
Well,
of good people for your life, like me, that I have
yeah.
family now in other countries, and being
Yeah.
back in Portugal, sometimes it's sad because I left a lot of things in the world. So
Yeah.
Yeah. Well said,
we
mate.
never have
Well said.
everything in life. It's always two parts, two sides. If you want this
Exactly right.
side, you will lose this one. If you want this one, you will lose something from this
Correct. Yeah.
one. So
There's always a cost to something. There's
yeah,
always a
exactly
shadow to
that.
something.
In good English, not in a rusty one that I'm not training right now, the English. We need to do more
Your
podcasts. In
English is
1 week, I
fine.
will be perfect, this English.
Hey, Andre, thanks, mate. We
Thank
really
you very
loved
much.
chatting to you. I can't wait to catch up with you when I'm in Portugal. Take care,
Thank you
my
very
friend.
much. Thank you. See
Okay,
you
take
soon in
care.
Bye
Portugal.
bye.
See you,
Bye
everybody.
bye. Cheers.